The holographic message flickered above Ferret's wrist just as he finished recalibrating the gravity compensators on Deck 7. 3 words in glowing blue text: emergency, need help. Maya never asked for help. In the 3 years they'd served together aboard the Stellar Compass, humanity's fastest deep space exploration vessel, he'd seen her rewire a failing life support system with nothing but spare parts and spite, talk down a hostile Vexian war party using only hand gestures and mathematical proofs, and once memorably arm wrestle a Corthian enforcer twice her size into submission. Maya Reeves didn't do emergency. Ferret found her in the observation deck, staring out at the spiral arms of the Andromeda Galaxy. Her dark hair was pulled back in its usual practical braid, but her shoulders were tense in a way that made his instincts flare. "What's wrong?" he asked. She turned and he saw something in her eyes he'd never seen before. Panic. "I need a boyfriend for this weekend." Ferret blinked. "What, the Galactic Concordance Summit? On Station Deltany? My entire family is going to be there, my parents, my sisters. They're perfect alien partners with their perfect diplomatic credentials." She ran a hand over her face. "They've been on me for years about settling down, finding someone suitable. If I show up alone again, my mother will literally try to set me up with the Zorgothian ambassador. He has 17 eyes, Ferret, 17, and you want me to pretend to be my boyfriend? Just for the weekend, please." She grabbed his hands. "You're human. You're respectable. You won't actually try to mate with me according to some weird alien courtship ritual involving bioluminescent pheromones." Ferret considered this. They were friends, good friends. They'd survived 3 near-death experiences together, shared countless late-night shifts, and had an ongoing debate about whether Earth coffee or synthesized Centauri brew was superior. This was unconventional, but he understood family pressure. "I'm not sleeping on the couch, am I?" he asked. Maya's relief was palpable. "No couches, I promise. Shared quarters are standard for couples at these diplomatic events. But I'll take the floor if I'm joking, Maya. I'll help you." The summit was held on Deltanine, a massive space station that served as neutral ground for the galaxy's myriad species. The moment they docked, Ferret understood why Maya had been desperate. Her mother, Ambassador Preja Rebs, was a force of nature. She greeted them in the arrival bay surrounded by an entourage of various aliens, all impeccably dressed in formal attire representing a dozen different worlds. "Maya, darling." She embraced her daughter, then turned to Ferret with calculating eyes. "And this must be Felici Korkimais, Mum, engineer aboard the Stellar Compass." "An engineer," Priya said, as if tasting the word. "How ... practical." Maya's hand found her grip tight. "Ferret's the best systems engineer in the fleet, Mom. He once restored power to a dying ship in under 4 minutes while under fire. Impressive." Priya's gaze softened fractionally. "Well, come along. Your quarters are in the diplomatic wing. The reception is in 2 hours." Their assigned room was elegant, with a massive window overlooking the nebula beyond, and Ferret noted a single, very large bed. "I can replicate a sleeping mat," Maya said quickly, her cheeks flushing. "Or I can use the Maya." Ferret set down his bag. "We're both adults. We can share a bed without making it weird. Besides, if someone checks sand at a diplomatic summit, someone always checks it needs to look authentic." She nodded, relief and something else flickering across her face. "Right? Authentic." The reception was a whirlwind of introductions. Ferret met Maya's sisters, both accomplished in their own right, both partnered with high-ranking aliens who spoke in measured tones about trade agreements and cultural exchanges. He met dignitaries from the Vrexian Collective, the Corthian Empire, and the Centauri Federation, and through it all, Maya's hand stayed in his. Somewhere between the third diplomatic toast and a debate with a Zorgothian about terraforming ethics, Ferret realized something. This didn't feel like pretending. The way Maya leaned into him when she laughed, the way she lit up when explaining her latest engineering breakthrough, the easy rhythm they fell into, it felt natural, real. "You're good at this," she whispered during a lull, her breath warm against his ear. "Being my fake boyfriend." He looked down at her, at the way the nebula light caught in her dark eyes, at the smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "Maybe I'm not pretending." Maya froze. "Ferret, 3 years. Maya, we've been dancing around this for 3 years. I didn't want to risk our friendship, our working relationship, but standing here, with your hand in mine, She kissed him. It was brief, soft, and tasted like the Centauri wine they'd been served earlier. When she pulled back, her eyes were bright. "I'm not pretending either," she whispered. Across the room, Ambassador Reeves watched her daughter with a knowing smile. Later, back in their quarters, Ferret pulled Maya close as they lay in the definitely no longer Rokewood shared bed. So, he murmured against her hair, still need a fake boyfriend? No, she said, her fingers tracing patterns on his chest. But I might need a real one. I can work with that. Outside, the stars wheeled eternal and bright, bearing witness to humanity's greatest strength. Not their technology, not their ships, but their capacity to find connection in the vast darkness of space and the courage to hold onto it when they did.